stop at halftime?
Here we go.
Badly.
Big 33 press conference. Gives me great pleasure to introduce Brian Van Dusen. Brian's done a great job in assembling this team. I spent the last year diligently working at selecting the players that I think are probably our best shot at going up and beating Pennsylvania. I thought our team last year did a great job with the coaches, but this year I think we've got the real advantage that we spent the time and done a lot of work, and my compliments go to Van for picking out great assistant coaches, and he's going to talk about those guys a little bit right now.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, the first thing when I was named about a year ago, the first thing, kind of decisions I made was to try to get the best assistant coaches I could and get the best staff to go up and work with these 34 young kids. So the staff for this year's Big 33, Team Maryland, is Ryan Hines will be our defensive coordinator. Ryan Hines is from Urbana. He's going to coach linebackers and defensive coordinator. Tom Grunenberg from River Hill will be our offensive line coach. J.C. Pinckney from Douglas in PG County will be our running backs coach. DeLon Parrish from Wise will be our defensive backs coach, and DeLon also coached in the game last year. Mark Maceros from Eastern Tech will be our defensive line coach. Don Rushing from Good Counsel will be coaching D-ends and outside linebackers. Monty Sutton from Douglas in PG County will be doing the wide receivers. And Scott Ripley from St. Paul's is our game director.
All right, Van, because you've introduced our coaching staff now, could you tell us a little bit about your offensive group, who you selected this year?
Yes, offensively, it was a lot of tough decisions to get down to this final 34, but we're real excited about the group that we have. And offensively, it starts with quarterbacks, Zach Avey and Antwain Carter. Zach you just met. Zach's from Archbishop Spalding, and he's going to Navy. Antwain Carter's from Westlake, and he's signed with the University of Maryland. We have two dual threat quarterbacks, guys that we're going to use to run and throw the ball, both playmakers, and we're excited for those guys to lead our offense. At skill positions, running backs and slot backs, we have 5 guys that are big-time playmakers that are going to do well in this game. First guy, more of our fullback types, are Delonte Waters from Parkside, All-State small school. Marquell Dickerson from North Point will also be playing that tailback position, and he's going to attend Towson. At the slot halfback position, we have 3 guys, big-time players. Solomon Vault from Gaithersburg, he's going to go to Northwestern. Kevin Joppy from Quince Orchard is going to attend Shepherd. And Josh Gills from Northwest, state champions this year, he's going to go to Duquesne. Outside at split end, we're tall and athletic. We've got 3 receivers there, about 6'3" and up, and we're real excited to have those guys on the team. David Carlisle from Oakdale is going to go to College of William & Mary. Reggie White Jr. from Milford Mill is going to go to Monmouth University. Javon Curry from Paint Branch. Those are our 3 receivers. Up front, we're excited about up front. Last year we had some issues getting some linemen on the team, and this year that was one of the first areas we addressed. We needed to get some big boys up front to protect the quarterback and give us time to throw. One of our first commits up front was Justin Falsinelli from Middletown. Justin's going to go to Clemson, All-State 2 years, state champion at Middletown this year. He's a big guy that's going to anchor the line up front. Also at tackle, we got Jake Hawk from Meade. Jake's going to go to Navy, also All-State. From out in Fort Hill, we got Preston Bryant to play tackle as well. He's All-State, and they're also state champs from Fort Hill this past year. In the middle of the line, we're going to have Alex Helm from Falston. Alex is going to be our center. At guards, we have Melvin Gow from Archbishop Spalding. Levi Lloyd from Falston. Levi's going to go to Towson. Melvin's going to Air Force. And we also have Sheldon Johnson from Gilman, and Sheldon's going to be going to Army. So that's our offense. Real excited about those guys. We're solid up front, and we've got some playmakers in the backfield and 2 quarterbacks that are going to lead the way.
Sounds good. Coach, can you give us a little information on your defense this year that you've selected?
Yes, defensively, we have to play 4-3 man coverage. So we wanted to go after some corners right away that were good cover corners, and we needed some athletic guys up front to rush the passer and get after the Pennsylvania quarterback. So up front, we'll start with defensive tackles. We have Gary Gross from Douglas and PG. We have Logan Casey from Middletown. Logan's All-State and state champs from Middletown. And Logan actually replaces Landon Reacher. Landon unfortunately had an injury. Landon was on the team from Broadneck, but he's unable to play, so Logan's going to take his spot. Defensive end, we're tall and athletic. Rushing the passer here, we have Micah Till from Wise. Micah's All-State, and Wise was 2012 state champs. Daniel Apu from Seneca Valley, another big defensive end for us. He's going to go to Old Dominion. Nico Cook from Meade, 6'5", 240. He's going to attend Towson, so very athletic and tall in defensive end position. At linebackers, we feel we have a strong group. Good tacklers, they run the ball well. We have 5 linebackers. We'll start with Anthony Jackson. Anthony Jackson from Suitland, All-State. He's going to go to University of Delaware. Jerome Dews from Potomac, 6'4", 200. He's going to attend University of Tennessee. He was also an All-State selection this year. We have 2 guys from Northwest, State Championship Northwest team. We have Rashid Gillis and Samer Manna, both linebackers. Rashid is going to go to Shepherd, and Samer is going to attend Wesley College. And our last linebacker is Stefan Jacob from Damascus, and he's also going to be a tight end for us as well, outside linebacker tight end, and he's going to attend Richmond. Getting to the cornerbacks now, we have an athletic group here, cover corners. We've got what we feel are the top corners in the state on this team, starting with Marcus Allen from Wise. Marcus is going to attend Penn State University. Jamal Woodland from Duval. Jamal is All-State, and he's going to attend University of Toledo. Nick Nelson from Suitland is going to the University of Hawaii. Anthony Chesley from Gwynn Park, All-State this year, and he's going to attend Coastal Carolina. Josh Woods from McDonough is going to attend University of Maryland, and he's also an All-State selection. Another corner athlete selection for our team is Josh Gunterick. Josh is from Linganore, and he's going to help us offensively, defensively, and do a little special teams and returns. And that leads us into our other special teams guy, our kicker slash punter, is from River Hill. Alex Pataco has been our kicker for 3 years at River Hill, and state championships in 2012.
Coach, right now we're going to have some people want to ask you some questions, so we'll be frank asking some questions. Coach, you've won numerous state championships. You're well respected in the Maryland community. What would this mean to win this game for Maryland?
Oh, this is great. You know, I went to the game last year, and just it's a great tradition. I think it's 57th year of the game, and just to see so many outstanding players come out of this game and go on to the NFL, and you know, the tradition is every Super Bowl has had alumni from the Big 33. So just great tradition, and for us to get back up there and get on the winning side would be outstanding for the state of Maryland. And we haven't really won one in 20 years. You know, Pennsylvania's played Ohio for most of the last 20 years, and you know, I think the state of Maryland has put out some great players over the 20 years, and you know, tons of talent in the state. As you've seen in the draft the last couple of years, Maryland's had a lot of kids drafted in the first round, and hopefully they take that talent up there this year and show Pennsylvania what Maryland's all about.
Coach, what kind of I know you said earlier in the press conference that we have to throw the ball at least with 60% and run the ball 40%. What are you looking at doing without giving away all your secrets for the game?
Yeah, you know, I think in this type of all-star game, we're looking for a fast action, high-scoring type of a game. You know, the defense is pretty limited. The defense, you know, has to run a 4-3 and you know, play man coverage. So, you know, offensively, they want us to be balanced, run, pass, almost 50-50. So we're going to spread them out. We're going to give our quarterbacks, we get quarterbacks that can run, so we're going to give our quarterbacks some run-pass options, and you know, try to keep the defense off balance. So mixing the run, mixing the pass. We do have several tall receivers out there that we want to try to get into some isolation routes and see what we can do with that.
Coach Van Dusen, with the skill, all the skill that you have coming up there with you, I know you got to be super excited. And like Coach Ripley said, without giving it away, I know you have some special wrinkles and things like that. How much thinking are you doing at nighttime about this play and that play going into this game?
Oh yeah, you know, it's going to be great coaching all this talent. I mean, this team is made up of Division I scholarship kids, so it's certainly going to be exciting. And you know, you're right. Watching games, you see plays that, hey, we've got a guy that's out there 6'3", we can do that. You know, see stuff in the pros, and so I got to be careful to limit the playbook a little bit and not try to put too much in there. But you know, we're going to try to put these guys in positions where they can make plays. The guys are talented. We got talented quarterbacks. We got a great line up front. So without making it too complicated, you know, we want to try to get them in positions where they can make plays. So that's our goal, and we're looking forward to doing that.
Coach, watching the game last year, what do you think are some keys to success for the Maryland team to, you know, come out victorious this year?
You know, last year it turned into so much passing, it almost ended up being a 7-on-7 type game. So a couple of the areas we addressed after seeing that game last year were up front. We had to be stronger up front. And I think we've got some great linemen here. We've got to give our quarterbacks time to throw. You know, when you have to throw almost half the time, the defense is going to be teeing off trying to get after the quarterback. So we've got to protect our quarterbacks. And then defensively, I think a big area that we focused on was finding more cover corners. You know, last year we went up there with more safety types in a couple positions. you don't use safety as much in this game. You know, we tried to find 5 cover corners that could take some of these big-time playmakers one-on-one and shut them down. So those are 2 of the areas that we addressed, and I think another thing is special teams. I think last year we got hurt in special teams. First kickoff was run back. Our first kickoff return was fumble, gave them the ball in great field position. So we're really going to spend a lot of time on special teams and make sure that we're solid in that third of the game.
Coach Van, going up to Pennsylvania, you know, this is a great tradition. It's almost like Pittsburgh versus the Ravens, Penn State versus Maryland. Are we the underdogs, and how do you feel about that?
Well, we're going in there as we're going to go out there and win this. You know, our philosophy, when I'm at River Hill, we're going out there, we're going to win each game. So we're going to take that philosophy, we're going to instill that philosophy in our team during that week of practice. And, you know, Pennsylvania probably looks at us as the underdog, but we're going out there with that mentality that we're going to go out there and win the game. And it's been done before, you know, so we're capable of doing that.
Well, an exciting thing this year is Coach Edsel, originally from Pennsylvania, right there on the Pennsylvania-Maryland line, who's the head coach at Maryland, and now James Franklin, who's the head coach at Penn State. So it's, you know, they're really excited about the game starting back up. And it was for the mid-'80s until the mid-'90s, there was just excitement in the state of Maryland because it's one of the premier, they call it the Granddaddy All-Star game. And so we're excited to be back in it. During the week up at Penn State, it's not uncommon to have 2 or 3 NFL players who are playing now or who had played before and been a big name like a Montana, you know, and some of the old guys like Pete Duranko and Namath, all those guys come through. So it's really exciting. The game's special to people in Pennsylvania, and we've really formed a partnership now between the state of Maryland and the state of Pennsylvania. And we love that Big 33 game, and we want it to be a part of Maryland football for a long time going forward. So we're all excited about being involved, and we want the people in the state of Maryland to come up and support the game. I think I was just reading on the thing, the last time, or when we beat them in '92, we had 18,500 people paid attendance, and I think we probably had 9,000 of them from Maryland. So we want to have a nice showing of Maryland people up there at the game.